Okay, so aim is quite a difficult thing in golf. Most people think they can aim pretty well and sort of presume they can aim pretty well, and when you see them on the golf course, it's not really the case, to be kind. And then what happens is that when somebody aims incorrectly, they try and adjust in their swing to try and correct it, and that causes problems. That causes problems further down the line. So I'll show you what I see when I go out on the golf course with people. I've lined this up here to where I've just put my driver leaning against the trampoline just to the left of the steps, if you can see that. So what you often see when you go on the golf course with most, I would guess as a perspective, probably 90% of right-handed golfers aim to the right. That's the number one fault that you tend to see. So quite often I'll see somebody go up to the ball, and one of the biggest things that sort of baffles me a little bit is that, well, quite often when you see somebody step up to the ball, they don't look at their target. This is the sort of core problem, really. So it'll look something like this. They'll go, and then they're ready to go, and you think, I'm standing where you are, where the camera is, thinking they're going to look in a minute, they're going to look in a minute, and they don't look at their target, and they're aiming way off to the right. And what happens is that it's a strange concept. Logically, they're not aware that they're pointing to the right, but instinctively they must be, because then they swing across their body to try and correct it, which again, as I said, causes problems further down the line. So the first thing sounds really obvious, but most people miss it out. The first thing is to look at your target as you step in. So when you step in, you've got to look at your target sort of almost just in advance, don't wait until you've already set up to the ball. So the correct sort of routine would be something like this. So you can see there that I look before I set up, and then I look backwards and forwards from my club to the target to sort of get a reference point a couple of times to see that I'm in the right position. So what doesn't work is to sort of set yourself in position and then look, because quite often you're in the wrong position in the first place. And you must, quite a crucial concept is when you step in, you must start with your left foot ideally at right angles to the ball in comparison to where your target is, because that sort of really helps you to get set up. So if I start at right angles to the ball with my left foot, it looks like that, and I'm trying to get my feet sort of parallel as well, but I'm right angles to the ball, and I set up, and then I'm step side to side with my feet. What a lot of people do is they start ahead of the ball, and you can see as I put the club down, before I even start, I'm going to aim to the right. Or sometimes you see somebody start this side behind the ball, put the club down, and inevitably I'm going to aim to the left. So start at right angles to the ball, and always look at your target before you step up. So again, just one more time. This is right, look at my target, put the club down like that, and then set up. This is wrong, to sort of step in without looking at my target, get myself set, and then look. Because almost every time if somebody sets up and then looks, then it's too late, they're in the wrong position, and it never feels good to sort of set up incorrectly and twist round. You've got to get yourself in the right position to start with. So what is the best way to correct that and to sort of stand in the right position and get yourself set up properly? So what I've done here is I've put 3 clubs just to sort of give you a visual on the best way to do it. So the first club there is pointing towards my target. This next ball is just in right angles to that, pointing towards where I'm going to stand, and this one is basically parallel. This one here is basically parallel to the first one. So when you step in, what you're looking to do is to get the ball opposite your left toe and get your feet lined up with this club here. So you'll see when I step in, basically I'm setting my feet up on this line. The ball position is opposite my left toe so that it's at right angles, and I put the club down pointing at the target, and then from there I step side to side with my ball position to get my feet in the right place. So then that helps me to get in the right position, and you obviously won't have the aid of having the clubs there, but that gives you a good visual on how to do it. I'll show you it from face on as well so that you can see it from both angles. So again, to show you the same thing from here, you can see that I've got this position opposite my left toe when I step in. So I'm stepping in from this position here like this, feet pretty close together, ball opposite my left toe, aim the club face at the target from there, and then step side to side to get the right ball position, and then I'm all set to go.